I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house again, your boy. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Don't forget, of course, to share the show around on X. Got the link there. Just takes a moment to hit the repost button. Big shout out to WW Wallace in the house there. Hi from Brooklyn. Big shout out there in New York. Hope you're doing well there. And I guess it's I don't know what the weather's like, but it's sunny here in New Zealand. We got the opposite seasons, so happy shopping down in Brooklyn. Because Brooklyn, one of the famous sites in many movies that I've watched growing up. So big shout out there, Wallace. All right, we're going to get into crypto. We're going to kick off with that. We're going to get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, still pulling back, trying to find that support line. And then, of course, we're going to get into PulseChain, which is actually green today, at least on the base that we're looking at the moment. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into LibertySwap, big moves today around the wrapped ETH, PulseChain to Ethereum, and I think that's a big deal, right? That's a pretty big deal. A lot of people use ETH, and so that's going to make it a lot easier. And then also PDai, the PDai community must be getting super excited because now PDai bridge there as well, and PDai now over on Ethereum. So we're going to look at that. I think that's a big deal and some pretty decent size liquidity too. So we're going to talk about that. Excited. And the burning of PDai. So I know that those PDai community are going to love that. Thinking of decentralized, dirty crypto, who are Somi. Yes, I think they'll all be pretty happy about that. All right, what else are we talking about there? I don't think Layer 0 is alive yet. I think that's something further down the track, so we'll see how that goes. PDai 21 Dara, as Brendan would say. PDai 21 Dara. We got Blair in the house there. Hi all, good to see you, Blair. Big shout out. Welcome to the chat. So you want to talk about that. That's the big breaking news today. ProveX, of course, day 5. We'll look at the results coming in towards the end. Been quite a big jump actually today, I think, relatively. Big jump there. And of course, we're going to look at what else. I think that's it actually. Kind of cool. So a quick day, it looks like it might be. But let's check out the markets there, and let's go to crypto and see where it is. It's a sea of red. See a red there. We got 3.24 trillion, so 3.25 trillion, down 2.4% today. We got Bitcoin. Remember, it is a Sunday in the US, so normally Sundays are typically either flat or down, and obviously today it is down. Hopefully we'll have a green week ahead. That's kind of the hope there, the green week ahead. And you know what's coming up this weekend is the video results, I think, is on the 19th. That is a big deal. So that could turn things very quickly to the upside if they get, showing that AI investment is getting good profits early on, because it's still relatively early. But of course, they're the big leader with the Blackwell chip and everything else. So Bitcoin at the moment, $93,375, down 2.1%. Ethereum is at $3,073. So it's trying to hold on to that 3,000 mark. I know Tom Lee will be buying, and he has been buying hundreds of millions of dollars of the old Ethereum there. We got 2.7% down. XRP at number 4 is down 1.8%, $2.19. BNB at number 5 is down 1.4% at $916. Solana at number 6 is down 2.2%, $136. Tron at number 8 is down 0.6% at 29 cents. And then Doge at number 10 is down 4% at 15.6 cents. And I guess we have to mention ADA. It is at number 11, but it's down 4.6%, just below 48 cents. So those are top 10 plus 11. 11 there. Best performer, of course, will be Tron, only down 0.6%. Best performer over the last week is also Tron, only down 0.2%. But you don't get the same sort of moves there with Tron. All right, so best performer over the top 100. We've got Asta over the last week is the best performer. Up 9.7%. So World Liberty Financial up 9.4%. Number 2, Uniswap is up 5.7%. Number 3, and Zcash there is up 4.7%. And then finally, our top 5 is Hash, up 3.9% over the last week. At the top 1,000, we've got Baby Boom token, up 325%. Success, looks like it's a Chinese one here, up 192%. And then BitLight, up 88.8%. Those are top trending ones in the top 1,000. Trending overall is Bitcoin, Caldera, and Success. So there we go. That is our wrap up of that. Let's jump into the old Bitcoin and have a look at the chart itself. We can see at the moment this is Coinbase. This is the weekly candles. So you can see the weekly candles down, down, down. We're testing this area here, which used to be resistance. So we're currently at that 93,477, testing resistance here. The 50-week average is 100,739. The 200-day weekly average is 65,000, or let's just say 66,000 down here, the orange line. But let's go back to the daily here and see what that looks like. So daily there, pretty jagged, but like I say, it's come back down into this sort of horizontal support area because we're in new territory, right? So really horizontal there or moving averages, probably your best bet. We are coming to a death cross though. Not sure what if Brennan's in the house, but we are coming to a death cross there. It doesn't look like we're going to avoid that. But the question is, how long will we be under it, right? How long? Because we've tapped it many times. Look at how many taps. 1, we tapped it 2, tapped it 3 there. So, we're going to have to see how we get on there. We need some pretty aggressive reversals coming up. And I was trying to see last time we had a little dip there. It might get something like that. Yeah, back here. This is way back in 2021, but we might get something like that before we get a violent upside there. So that's kind of the play at the moment on that one. So yeah, maybe it looks like inevitable now that we're going to get that cross there. So the 50 days at 107.576, 200 days is 107.457. So it's just teetering there above about $19 or something, something like that. So we need a pretty violent green candle for the rest of the week to kick us back up, and that's kind of what we're looking forward to anyway. So let's see how we get on there. That is the that's the bearish side. So bearish side there. I mean, you could talk about your next support level is probably somewhere at 81,000, over 81,000 or something. So we'll keep a lookout for that up to 88. So fingers crossed. But I'm still very bullish about where we're heading here with the old Bitcoin. We've got Ethereum right now. Does the weekly as well. So you can see it's down. We're not quite down into the we're kind of at the first support area, but we're kind of a zone, right, between where we are now, 3,100 and 2860, I guess is the mark. 28, let's say 2850, just to round it down. So at the top of that range right now on the weekly. Moving to the daily. The daily there, we're obviously well below here. We've got a bit more room before we get to a death cross. So 50-day there and the 200-day. 50-day at the moment is at 37.60. 200-day at 35.75. So we've got a gap there of almost $200, $185, and we're currently way below that though, 3,072. And we're getting a bit of support area. We're about, I guess we're at the resistance here, so we'll see how we get on there. Yeah, we're really pushing a lot of the areas where we had support. So fingers crossed we hold on to that. Otherwise, we're probably looking, close to 2850 or something, 2850 to 2700 if we drop for below where we are now. That would certainly, if we continue on, it would certainly get us close to the death cross. But hey, looks like we might very well avoid that. We got buyers like Tom Lee and that coming in to prop up the markets there as well. Remember that we looked yesterday at the exchange supply, and it had fallen down to just below 15.6 million. So it's been heading down pretty dramatically. And eventually we'll get a little a decent rally bounce out there into the end of the year. Still feeling very bullish about that in the second half of this month. All right, so that's kind of Ethereum there. That's kind of a bit of wrap up. I don't think we've got anything on the strategic ETH reserves, but we'll pull that up anyway. I don't think that's going to be updated till tomorrow. This will get updated till tomorrow. Yeah, we had last update was the 7th from Bitmine, but they've been buying, I think $200-300 million worth of Ethereum. So that's going to get another disclosure probably tomorrow is my guess when it comes out. that is pretty much it on the old crypto majors. So yeah, we've got the big news this week is NVIDIA reporting. That is kind of the kingpin there. It's one of our big four things, right? We also got hanging out there is, I think, the Supreme Court and the tariffs are still hanging out there. Trump, of course, lowered some food tariffs. Obviously, that one of the beneficiaries of that was New Zealand, where I am. So I'm sure they're happy about that. And then, of course, we got the interest rates on the 10th of December, which obviously the market's not too confident at this moment, but we've still got 3 weeks or so before we get to that point. All right, so that's pretty much that. Let's get into PulseChain, shall we? Let's talk about PulseChain. And we're still green on PulseChain. But Pulse itself was green. I think it's slightly negative now, which is usually the case when I do the live stream. But let's go to the Pulse chart here, and we can see that actually day 919 since the 13th of May 2023, we got the Pulse price at the moment at quadruple 0214. It is down 0.75%, but I'm pretty sure it was green when before I started the live stream. Now, it just depends on the baseline 24 hours ago, right? Can move around. We've got 21% of the mean sacrifice price. The whale price was, remember, quadruple 041. So we're almost half the whale price. And the whale price, just like in Prevex, sets the actual market price, really, if you think about it, because that's where they could sell and still walk away break even, right? But of course, markets can go well below cost. And that's what we've seen happen, right? Good morning, Chad, Sean, and Melly in the house there. Welcome, Sean. Big shout out. Like the little trees there. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0137, down 1.8%, sitting at 13.7% of the mean sacrifice price. The buy and burn is slowly tracking up, 8.11%. And of course, when we had the big flash crash on PulseChain on the Prevex launch of over 30%, we saw that the burn that day was something like 4 billion, I think 3.2. 3.2 was kind of the snapshot that we got from Pulse Alerts, but I think it was up to 4.4 billion at some stage during that rolling 24 hour. And that was about $50,000 that day. So it was pretty neat, eh? Normally, I think we're sitting normally around about maybe 20,000, 15,000, something like that per day. But there was like 50K, and that really helped lift the old percentage there. But we're at 8.11% based on GoPulse numbers. Incentive token at the moment, 86 cents, up 2%. We've got, I did see some bullish comment theory about Ink token still going to $1,000. Saw someone on YouTube putting that out, so it was interesting. Got reposted by Firewhale. Firewhale, of course, pre Solid XX game was, I think, number 3rd biggest holder. I'm not sure where he is now, but that's kind of where it is. Hex at the moment, man, Hex so cheap right now. Under 4600th of a penny, down 2.4%. And EHEX there, pretty much the same it has been the last 2-3 days, 1300th of a penny. Combined price of EX and PX has gone below 16th of a penny. We're now at 5800th of a penny. Is that crazy or what? So the old PHEX there, a nice little tasty morsel pickup there for the old PHEX. Let's go to the gas prices. Let's see where we are. Yeah, pretty standard, 365,000 beats, 0.3 of a penny for a PulseX swap. Validator right now, 52,491. That's probably up slightly from yesterday, but down from the previous days. Bridge at the moment, 85K. So I think we're down on that, aren't we? Yeah, 85K because ETH is down and ETH is down, Bitcoin's down. EHEX was flat. So really it's just the ETH and the rep Bitcoin. I think that's mostly that. I did take a snapshot yesterday though, didn't I? I think I did. So look, 16th, yeah, we're on the 17th. So let me have a look here. So we're down half. We're actually up on the volume of ETH, Kenny. We actually gained 30 ETH, so that's good. Hurrah, hurrah for that. But we're down on the price, so we're down over $500,000 on the price, on the price value. DAI was 18.7, so we're down. Actually, we're down about 150K on the DAI from yesterday. This is from yesterday. So we're up on the ETH, about 30 ETH. We're down 150 DAI, 1,000 DAI. USDC, we're up on USDC. So we're up about $130,000 from USDC. So that almost nets out the DAI. What else? we're actually down 200. Even though we're up on the volume of EHEX, we're actually down 200. So there must be just that slight difference in the price because we're a lot of rounding. But we're down about 220,000 on EHEX actually. Coasts obviously the same. USD Tether, we're actually up on about 22,000 on USD Tether. So that's actually not too bad, guys. And obviously we're down on the value of Bitcoin there too, about $60,000 or something. So, not too bad. Not too bad. Mixed results. Let's go to the bridge on PulseChain stats. We can actually see this is UTC timestamp. So, obviously, got taken down. There's a bit of variability when these get taken. But apparently, we're at only 88K down. I think yesterday we were down like 100,000 or so, 120 or something. So, we're down 88. Obviously, we haven't had a capital reversal yet. That's always one of the main bullish signs on the PulseChain, getting a capital reversal. But, of course, we're going to need a few green candles for that, aren't we? To get people to come over and say, hey, I got to get over there now and pick up some of that cheap PulseChain that's on the move. But of course, we have got the PROVEX sacrifice on. We're not expecting pretty choppy waters, particularly up to the 2nd of December. And that day will be a challenging day for PulseChain, I think, as people decide to go on late. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people holding to the idea that Richard wants to shake out some of the PulseChain weekends and entice them to go. So if we do see that, then no doubt it would be in those early December, late November days, particularly the last day of the cheap rate of $1 for 10,000 points, and we'll see what happens. All right, so but that's probably what will happen. We'll probably see some pressure under PulseChain and some pressure. How much is the question? How much insanity will we see? Will we see average sanity? Will we see insane sanity? Anyway, that's where it is right now. All right, so and of course we're waiting for Richard Hart to do a live stream, right? So he didn't do one yesterday. That would probably have been the most logical day, maybe Saturday. So he's definitely taken a bit longer for that. He's been giving out prizes, of course, for the websites and things, but we'll get to that a bit later, maybe on the old PROVEX. All right, so that is the overall. Let's have a look at the overall market results. So we've got $12.6 million, so pretty low. This is typically where we sit on a weekend, isn't it? $12.6 million. We've got 460,000 transactions, so it's just not too bad. Now, top coins. Now, you guys know there's always new coins every day, so it's inevitable that I cover them when in the top 100 trending. So I'm not endorsing any of them. You always have to do your checks, and we know it's a lot trickier out there now with AI websites. Pretending you can do all sorts of fancy DeFi when it's just fake. It's just a just a honeypot type thing. So just be careful out there with some of these new tokens. Many come over from pump tires, so they're okay, but you'll have to do you just have to do your checks and balances and things like that. Crypto Solve, he does a lot of checks. He checks a lot of tokens, but typically they're after after they've launched and been trading a bit. So take note of that. Criminal, Richard Hart, the criminal. So there we go. Someone having a bit of fun there. 4,800% up today, up 11 hours. So we're not going to talk much about that. It's some hater out there. We've got Reserve Tay is up 26%. Teddy Bear as well, up 25%. So we've got James Maria is dominating the charts all the way through from number 2 to number 9 today, and that's up 22% on their old Teddy Bear. Moving down beyond that is OG Web Chef. So we've got some of the old crew. We've got the James Maria and the OG Web Chef crew dominating the charts today, pushing through that volume, no doubt. We've got world's greatest PDai printer at $2. $2 right now. So let's have a quick look at Teddy Bear. We'll look at the Pulse Pair. Actually, which bear? You'll look at the Pulse Pair. And let's have a look here. So that's kind of where we are right now. It's just bouncing a little bit here on the weekly charts. Let me go to the daily. There's a little daily pump. We're at 8 zeros, 3,900. We're now at 8 zeros, 4,800 on that little pump there. So 47K on the Pulse Pair there. The James Maria Teddy Bear. World's greatest PDai printer. It sounds like one of those. What's that song by the comedian? I forget his name. Robin Williams, was it? Yeah, Robin Williams. No, was it Robin? No, not Robin. What's the other guy's name? The crazy guy. The little cartoon. Anyway, I forgot his name. But he sings that song, the greatest song in the world, whatever it is. So let me know in the chat because I've forgotten his name. Funny guy, but yeah, bad politics, but funny, talented guy. Let's see, so that's up 17% right now. Let's have a look at the it's at $2 on the die. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, a little pump off the bottom. So both of them look pretty bad, both those charts. But they're just pumping today off the bottom. So there we go. PDai and James Maria Teddy Bear. Let's see if they can keep some action, keep an uptrend going. I mean, it's the one thing having a 1 day off the bottom, but can they actually do something else? Number 14 is Peahen. Jack Black. Yeah, thanks, Blair. Jack Black. That's the one I was thinking of. Was that Excavator says, damn that guy. I can't remember who I was talking about right now regarding that. But good to see you in the house there. Hey, gang. Big shout out to your Excavator. Who else is in there as well? We got Bullish Dodge 76. Bullish Strong Bull PDai Pulse the Trooper reposted the stream. I think I appreciate that. Big shout out. Yeah, we're covering PDai coming up, so we're almost there, almost up to it. Troper there, obviously, along with Teddy Bear, James Maria, is up 15%. Let's have a quick look at that, shall we, as well? Now, this Troper pair has got a huge, market cap of 21.5 million, which is pretty insane. But that's sort of bouncing. Well, it's not on the bottom, is it? But it's bouncing off the local bottom for sure. It's been a pretty hectic downtrend since August, and it's just bouncing off the bottom. So was it 3.5 cents now at 4 cents on the old Trooper. Love.io, number 17, is up 13.9% from Anderson, Mr. Anderson. We haven't really seen anything from them, have they? Obviously, there's Luffy.com is feeding a little bit of sales money into Love, I think. But we know what happened to all the network platforms and the website. Surely they're working on that. They're going to trigger that. So that's where that is at the moment. Let's have a look at Love.io. Great brand, but let's see what they can do. It's an outside possibility. I mean, it has the chance to actually be quite a major protocol on PulseChain, but got to see it expand its arena into networks and community networks and things like that. We got it's a little bit like Dex Tools. It's not Dex Tools. Is it Dex something? Damn it, man! I'm having a really problem with my memory today. Dex Tools? No. Dex, what's the place called? Anyway, we'll forget it because I'm just forgetting the names. P Tiger at the moment is up 11%. That's doing pretty well there from Tiger Crypto God. How long can it hold on? How long can the team hold on? Now, obviously, he's doing a lot of stuff in the space here. But we'll see. So far, so good, I guess. Sitting at 1,800 to a penny. He does a great job with the streams. He shoots guns and all sorts of things, crazy stuff. We got what else? We got UFO up 9%. UFO there sitting at 401,000. Along with PGC Grays, we've got Vault 369. So we are waiting for some pretty big stuff from Vault 369, right? So this is besides Coinwell and LibertySwap. These are kind of the main project teams that are kind of pushing us forward at the moment. So we're at 000 We haven't had, PulseChain seems to have a terrible record of project launches. We're always optimistic because that's the only way you can be. But we've had quite a few potentially really good projects and not delivered as well. Now, if you think about a business, right, we know that 95% of businesses fail within 4 years. Well, it's probably a little bit like that in crypto too, right? So I guess that's the way we have to look at it. But we have got some really good, ecosystems building out. As long as they keep to their strategy and as long as they keep to the path, then I think these things will do very well. So Vault 369 from Fast Abdul, he's obviously a very committed player in the community and doing a lot of value adds. And so this is quite groundbreaking too. Multi-collateral, multi-chain liquidity fork. And as far as I know, this is the first time it's been done, as far as I know. And that's it. It's on the track up there, 000 So how does this get valued? I guess within 3 to 6 months of it launching, and the launch apparently is very soon. So we're going to keep a track on Vault 369. I'm very, very excited and optimistic about it. Let's see where it goes. Could be the talk of the town. Also, a lot of other chains end up talking about it too, particularly those that already invest in liquidity forks on other chains. There's about 35 liquidity front ends are out there. and we've got about 4 of them on PulseChain. So this will be number 5, right? The token is trading already. So there we go, up 8.7% today. Looking kind of good, doesn't it? So that might be on a little bit of a run there. That could be the tip of the day, because it does look like pretty friendly, doesn't it? Yeah, we got the good work there, Pastor Abdul. We got Pepe at the moment. The Pepe pump tires up 6%. Staked ETH up 5.7%. What else have we got there? Finvestor just popped in there as well at number 24, 26. So they're all moving around. But Dow token up 5%. Finvestor at $3.10 is up 5%. Let's have a look at Finvestor, the parent of OG WebChef. Yeah, it's just coming off the local bottom there. In fact, is that all-time bottom? Not all-time, but local bottom there. But that's the chart right now. It's been around for a lot longer than you think, isn't it? Hey? Been around for a lot longer. The Grades currency is up 4.8%. Now, they've been using their treasury pretty powerfully, haven't they, lately? Obviously, the price is down pretty bad relative to where it was. But does it manage to hold? No, it sort of broke down. Let's go to the weekly chart. This is against the Troper, of course. But yeah, it's kind of what it looks like right now on the weekly. 00013. Then we're into Richard Hart Cores, Pulse X, of course, having a good day, up 4%. And the ratio to Pulse, I think it was about 6.64, 6.5 something, 0.64, 6.65, somewhere in that ballpark. Swarm there is up 2.8% at number 30. What else? Jumping into some more Richard Hart Core pairs there. Number 36. So we've got a few tokens. I'm not going to go through the rest of these, but we have a few tokens that are up around about 1%, right? So they're all slightly ahead of Pulse, though, right? Pulse was down 0.75%. So these guys are all in the money. All the way down here to, say, around about number 63. So probably all just slightly ahead of Pulse at the moment. So let's pick off a couple of honorable mentions. So we've got Vouch right now. The number one validator on PulseChain is up 0.75%. So that there's also another potential heavyweight, right? So we talked about Vault 369, but the Vouch is also another potential blue chip. We're hunting these blue chips on PulseChain, right? Because we want investable protocols, and so sometimes it can take a little bit of time to prove up, right? To prove, the more DeFi it is, the better too, right? The less issues that you're having to think about with the protocol. Teams disappointing. In other words, teams that have God mode controls that do well for a period of time and then either fall to greed or fall to stupidity or both, which is the worst outcome. So just take note there. We've got SolidX at the moment, 95 cents. So we're just waiting to see where Firewhale will go from here after getting smashed by some of his own allies from the looks of it. That's if the rumors are true. We've got Sparta here waiting for Hex to take off. So that's kind of here at 2.6 cents with the old Hex there. What else is down here? We've got Peacock at the moment sitting at just below 1 cent, sitting at what, 99, almost 9900th of a penny, down 2%. Interesting that Peacock is actually down on the fact that it just launched 2 of its big revenue expansions today. Well, at least one for itself and one for PDai. That's kind of interesting. What else is saw some Minimil down quite a bit, actually, down 6.7%. We know this is going to be going over to Solana. But it got popped down quite a bit with a bit of volume. Look at that volume candle today, 130K on this pair. Got pushed down all the way from 5.5 cents down to 4.8. How about that? Let's look at the hourly chart there. Look at that volatility. Only 2 hours ago, or 3 hours ago, it had a big rally to 56, and then it just got sold down. Look at that. 2 hours later, crazy volatility, man. That is crypto. What else? We've got Pump Tires is down 11% right now. So, when we do get a rally, on PulseChain and maybe LibertySwap as well, Pump Tires are probably, this probably reversed pretty fast. So it's up down 11% today. So look at the old Pump Tire brand. Down, look at that. Whoa. No one wants to catch a falling knife right now, though, right? So that's the weekly chart, by the way. Those are the daily candles. Boy, that's just been absolutely bleeding out, isn't it? Look at that. And, how many? 19 days, it's down 72%. Well, that's high level volatility right there. We got X Game at the moment is down at just below 0.2 of a penny, down 16.5% today, and it's down quite a bit too. So, like I said, we're just waiting to see what will happen with all that with Firewall. We'll see. So that is down 96% there inside 20 days. 20 days. So lots of high drama there. We did cover a little bit of that yesterday, and I think in a previous live stream. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now on the markets. So let's jump over to the good news. So good news was LibertySwap. LibertySwap is launched, and this is what we want to see, right? We want to see, potentially strong blue chip projects on PulseChain. We don't have many. We do not have many. I think we can all agree with that. And we want to get at least half a dozen that are very investable, that are consistent, that are expanding, that are doing well. And then when PulseChain really does rally, they will hyper rally, right? They'll hyper pump. We know some of the other ones that are out there that have existed, like the existing liquidity forks will do well, relatively speaking, but they may not. They may disappoint, right, in the leverage to Pulse. So whereas really good lending protocols, really good bridging utility projects, protocols, dexes, aggregators may do very, very well, right? So we haven't got a lot though, have we? We've got PulseX, got 9mm, and we may see a re-rate of PHUX and the Coast one. What's the Coast one called? Lift? No, not Lift. What was it called? Write me in the chat there. I'm having a bad day on the memory today, apparently. But we got that one. Is it Ice? It's not Ice. All these wrong names. Poor form today. Poor form. All right, so we got we haven't got too many, so there's building up really good teams now. Leadership's really powerful. Going to be important there. All right, so let's see where we're up to. So they were up to. Got a bit tired. They'd obviously been working on a lot of things 15 hours ago. They said, sorry, everyone, it's getting late, and we've tried to deploy 4 upgrades at the same time. Wrapped ETH routes, liquidity hub for the community, deposit PDai from the marketing budget. To deposit PDai from the marketing budget, swapping routes for PDai and PDai burn dashboard. UI team is a little overloaded and they do not want to risk breaking anything, so they requested an extension until 9 a.m. Eastern on the 16th of November. My part is done for now, including tech support, media, and back-end work. I will get some rest. No worries. Everything will go live and run smoothly. So it was 15 hours ago. It was pre-launch. And then we've got this one here. I'm not sure what this one is, but we've got the website. Then we get going. So morning, everybody. And it looks like they're pretty exhausted, but they're getting ready for the launch. So then 7 hours ago, we had PDai Liquidity Hub is live. So that was pretty cool. PDai Liquidity Hub is live. The community can begin adding liquidity now. Once the pool is deep enough, the deflationary pair will activate and start doing its work. So this is hugely exciting for the PDai community, right? We had Better Bank. Better Bank essentially has folded, right? Essentially, the exploit was just too damaging, and they've gone from what I think they were up at 35 to 40 million or somewhere like that at the peak of Better Bank. That's a modified RV3 fork, I think it was, and that they just haven't been able to recover that. And now I checked yesterday, they were down at $2.5 million, and that was down from the previous day, which was at about 4 million or something. So I think that's pretty much it. Now, apparently, Better Bank is going to look to do just a basic RV fork and then split the revenue to try and repay the debt, which is honourable if they can do that. But once you have such a big protocol and you lose support, it's going to be questionable how much capital they'll get put into those. So, but that is where that is at. So PDai community needs some good news, right? And this is very good news for them. So very excited there, particularly if they get I think the layer 0 as well, trying to look to get that PDai to $1 and get all the arbitrage working as well cross chain. So there's that people can provide liquidity. We're going to look at that in a minute, but you can see PDai has been added, and we're going to check that out as well. So that is huge news, and Decentralized Me got tagged in, so he'll be very happy. We might try and look at him in a minute on that one, and 7,500 views on that, so very popular post with that, so kind of cool. So that was great news, and that's what we want to see, right? We want to see, potential blue chips. Now, obviously, we had a little bit of silly going on the other day, and hopefully we don't see any more of that, that sort of approach anymore. We need smart, mature, approach, because otherwise every project's a degen project, right? And we want to at least get some blue chips on PulseChain, and we've got a couple good ones in the making, right? So yeah, some of them already, I would say, existing, but they've got needed just a bit of a what do you call it, a history, as it say. We got 7 hours ago. The first version of the PDai burn dashboard is live. So similar to Peacock, we will continue adding more burn data, contract information, and other key PDai metrics for to the same page over time. So that's cool. Also had a good number of views on that. Then they showed us a bit of an example of one of actually the first PDai burn transaction has been completed. This was a test run to demonstrate the process. So at 100 PDai, they burned half a percent, so half a PDai, just as an example, and it looks like it works. So 0.5% is the burn. That's pretty tasty, They get decent volumes on there; they all add up. And then 7 hours ago, which is what I've been waiting for in particular, is the wrapped ETH pairs. So this is huge. We are also excited to share that the wrapped ETH on PulseChain to ETH Ethereum bridge is now live with strong liquidity. So that was awesome. You can withdraw ETH from PulseChain to mainnet and instantly. So you can go from PulseChain to Ethereum with a minimum of 0.003 ETH and up to 10 ETH per transaction. So you got a minimum and a maximum. There is no daily limit, so you can just have plenty of goes at that. So what's ETH? That's $31,000 with 10 ETH. So that's per, and you can do more than apparently. No ETH, no need for ETH on mainnet to claim your coin. So there's no claiming that you see like with using the official bridge. So it's really cool. Obviously, there's a little fee on it. I think it's 0.1%. I think it was the fee they were going to use. We will raise the per transaction limit over time. All fees are directed to add liquidity and support the Peacock markets, which is great. So another revenue expansion for the old Peacock. So that's great. So just more revenue coming in there. And this, I think, is going to be very popular because a lot of people want to bring ETH over to buy Pulse. They'll be able to do that now. All right, that's kind of the play. All right, there we go. What else? 5 hours ago, PDai deflationary routes are live and started burning. We will increase the swap limit as more PDai enters the liquidity pool. Continue improving the UI UX. So for those who are not familiar, that's user interface and user experience of the website or dashboard in this case, data and relative metrics over time. Please check the video to see how to access the routes. Tomorrow we'll make the menu easier to find. So there we go. We're going to have a look at it anyway on the old website. So that was pretty cool. Then we got Dirty Crypto. Of course, he's one of the big influencers out there on X. That is, and also, I guess one of the influencers that is, bullish about PDai. And he goes, PulseChain, breaking news. LibertySwap has enabled PDai, PulseChain to PDai Ethereum deflationary routes. Swap limit as more PDai enters the liquidity pool. Note there are no LP rewards for doing this, and that's very important. So if you do provide LP on the LibertySwap, you don't get the rewards because they're going to support, I guess, the LP. You are trusting LibertySwap to provide LP with their protocol, which they said they've already done, right? 10.3 million PDai from marketing funds. So PDai community has their own marketing funds. And they got 10.3 million PDai has now been added, which were approved by community vote there. Others are slowly starting to add as well. Now, remember, the PDai community is one of the biggest in the PulseChain, possibly the biggest. There's a couple of big ones. So I would say BGC is pretty big. And there's probably one or two others that are similar, up there in size. So we got that plate. You would be able to you would be adding to the PDai Ethereum one ending with address 8C13, and you can watch the video below. You can track the LP ads as well. And there's obviously a breakdown of that from LibertySwap. I think there's that 5 hours ago. Yeah. So let's have a quick look there. PDai deflationary routes are live, and they got a little video there. I'll watch that little video. Got the PDai there on ETH, PDai on Pulse. Put 300,000 or 3 million PDai on Ethereum and PDai Pulse. Yeah. And then I guess you get us add that in there. There we go. Oh, there's the adding liquidity there. All right, so that is I think that's the end of the video, just about the end. Order fill the contract. Boom. All right. So that is that. So they're pretty happy about that. So it's going to put a bit of life into the old PDai. We're going to look at the price in a minute. Then 4 hours ago, we got daily ritual adding liquidity. So LP liquidity still being added. 4 billion pulse in the Peacock LPs, and they have 10 billion in reserve that can be deployed at any time to support the burn-in time. Long-term goal is 100 billion pulse dedicated to supporting the Peacock. The one thing I was going to say about this is that obviously we're expecting them to do 15 days of sacrificing to the ApproveX. So that if that's, I think it's 21 days long, so we're through day 5. So they're probably going to be start sacrificing in the next in 2 days' time, maybe a day's time. So we'll keep a lookout for that. It'll be interesting to see how the market reacts to that. I'm probably going to generally be considered a bullish thing, as I do, but we'll see what the market agrees with me. Not that it's all about me, but it agrees that position basically. So we got 4 hours ago is Peacock listed on LBank. That's kind of random, but we are a DEX native coin, but it's good to know. All right, so we got the Peacock listing there apparently. Apparently that LBank's not very, it's a bit scammy or something, but anyway, it's on there. 3 hours ago, here we go. 10 seconds ago, we get so I think this is a live transaction at 40,000 PDai, and 0.5% of the PDai, 200 PDai was burned. So there we go, in action. We are ready to build some cool and safe applications with minimal liquidity at smart contract risk. Putting too much liquidity in a contract is wasteful, especially when the goal is to reduce risk and maximize benefit holders. So there we go. Now, the total max supply, of course, of PDai is 44,365 million after, of course, it was shut down essentially for MakerDAO. And so that was the supply. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of burning. Going to be a lot of volume, a lot of burning, and that would be good. I think that was it. Was it no? Yeah, it was. Was it time to choose our next evolution? So this was the new branding for Peacock. Now, I chose number 4, but I'd like the glow on number 3 to be on number 4. But it looks like number 3 has won the day, 48%. So it does look like this one here, not that one. Where's the picture gone? It does look like that other peacock, the glowing peacock, did win. The glowing peacock, where is that thing? Let's where did I go? Did I lose my? I lost my my location. Location. All right, yeah, we're back. So where did it go? There it go, guys. I lost it. There we go. That one there. All right. So what else there? So 14 minutes ago, we got some hot stuff off the press. Yes, awesome. We can make this much easier by increasing the limit per transaction today. We're also adding more token contract information on Ethereum and PulseChain to the burn dashboard. The burn data should also include the supply that has been burned by accident, which is a lot. Oh, really? This will give us a complete picture of the real supply. How about that? Is anything can be set up like that for wrapped PulseChain on PulseChain? Yes, absolutely. Well, that'd be mega bullish for wrapped PulseChain because there's not a huge supply, is there, of that? I think it was 116 million coins, is it? Yeah, I think something like that. 135 million or 116. I have one of those two numbers in my head. All right, so that is coming up. And then we had 11 minutes ago, the more PDai trades sideways, which is total possible, bouncing around within the price range, the more confident our bots become in exploring the price differences. This increases trading volume and fees for LP, and it also leads to more supply being burned. So there we go, a few observations there. 2 minutes ago, no fees go to LP at the moment. We can switch from burn mode to, I guess, what's this about? Yeah, so someone asked, this system can be applied to any coin on PulseChain too. No fees go to LP at the moment, which can switch from burn mode to distribution mode very easily if the community prefers earning fees instead of burning. So that's a nice little switch mechanism there. For now, to avoid concentration too much liquidity in a smart contract, creating smart contract risk like, I guess, what's that, buybacks or something, faced, or Better Bank faced, it is better to keep liquidity limited and continue burning fees. So there we go. So that was the play. And like I say, it looks like number 3 is winning the race there. Sean O'Malley says, I choose 4 as well. Yeah. Well, I like 4, but I would like they could put a bit of the glow. Maybe not quite as strong, the glow. No, just taper it down, maybe 90% or something. They could put the glow on the number 4, and I think that'd be pretty cool. But hey, look, community is going to choose, but I just definitely think the original bird there and that this looks better. This looks cool. Looks a lot more real. I know it's all fake, but it looks more real than this one. And looks a bit more older, like older. This one more looks like Disney. This one's more like mature, like an adult or something. I don't know. But that's kind of the play. it's not, it's not the end of the world, is it, Sean? It's not the end of the world. We got DJ and Hicks in the house there, 5555 with lots of love. Yeah. Indeed. All right, so that is great news from LibertySwap. So congratulations, LibertySwap. We like the strong direction and building up of the ecosystem there. And that was a big day in the office there with the old ETH, the PulseChain. That is a big deal. People can just bring the ETH over real quick, snap up some Pulse or vice versa. So that's really cool. Or go back to Ethereum there if they wanted to as well. Now you can buy Peacock on Ethereum now too, right? So it's kind of cool. All right, so that's kind of cool from that. Now we were quickly going to have a look at Decentralize Me. I'm not sure if there's what you got here. We had a few comments from him. So we might go through a few of those. LibertySwap have now opened layer 1 route for wrapped ETH and the liquidity hub for PDai. I provided the bonus PDai from the marketing fund. That was at 10 million coins to help support the peg for this cross-chain route. Again, it's the layer 0 that we're interested in. Now, this is not out yet. This part here is later on, so I'm not sure when that the layer 0 will be coming. This is what enables the cross-chain arbitrage to begin at scale and needs parity before going live. The PDai is 1/10 of a penny on PulseChain, but $1 on ETH. Bots follow the bridge mint burn logic to discover behind the wrap PDai address. It's the same old contract address as DAI, the same asset, and so they buy the PDai cheap on PulseChain, route it through to ETH pools, dump it for full value, bridge profits and loop that would begin to drain each PDai LP if we remain low liquidity with a large price difference. This is why they cannot open the layer 0 route before parity. We saw that layer 0 for Rat Pulse Rat Pulse go live within a few hours of L1 deployment. Today's launch obviously has more moving parts, so let's see. PDai to $1, as they say, or $1. So that is from Decentralize Me. And he's got the PDai layer 1 cross-chain routes alive. So he's just referencing the post there from LibertySwap. 5 hours ago, both wrapped ETH and PDai layer 1 routes are live. And yes, it's normal for bridges to launch layer 1 first and layer 0 after. That's why layer 1 is the plumbing layer. Pools, token mappings, and routing logic must exist before messaging can flow. Indexing comes later. Our bots, routes, and relayers need to see the route before layer 0 is safe to activate. Layer 0 is the sensitive part. It controls the mint burn and cross-chain state. You only turn it on when layer 1 is confirmed stable. You don't leave layer 1 exposed for long. If you wait days, bots start indexing it and interacting early. That's why layer 0 normally follows within hours. This matches exactly what happened with the wrap pulse route. Next step is layer 0 activation, and we know what the implications are for PDai route if parity isn't restored. PDai to $1 there, so there we go. What's it got there? Nothing. No, they could delay it, but it comes counterproductive. The longer layer 1 sits without layer 0. As the layer 1 exposes a tradable path, our bots don't need permission. They will eventually begin to use the slow bridge path if they don't deem it profitable. So a couple of views there from Decentralize Me with the process. 4 hours ago, just as LibertySwap start the countdown to parity, they drop an adoption curve post. That's not how you talk when something is dying. That's how you talk when you know the market hasn't realized the utility yet. We're not lunatics. We're simply early. We're the innovators, the ones who buy before the use case is obvious. Next comes the early adopters and the users who will interact with the finished product as intended. I think I can think of someone else who likes to talk about adoption curves. So that was the adoption curve. I don't know if you see it there. And it's got the LibertySwap put the PDai there. Right, so I think that was that it? I think I've gone back too far again, once again. I think that's pretty much it right now on that one. So let's have a look at LibertySwap itself. So this is the main event. Let's do a refresh. So obviously the dashboard, there's 2 now. We had Peacock yesterday. Now we've got PDai as well. So the Peacock at the moment, we can see the volume is 162,000 at the moment. That's cost about 215 pairs or something like that. and we got the buy pressure there at $5,384 at the moment. So relative to 162. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got the burning overall. That hasn't really changed much because they've been doing a lot of LP providing, right? So 15.5%, so no real change there. You can see here over the last 7 days, they've only burned 20 peacock because they've mostly largely, I guess, been building the LP and arguably maybe the treasury as well. That's the kind of stuff happening there right now. Let's jump over to the next one. So what the new thing that's new is the PDai DEX, and that there has the total volume. So presumably that's accurate across all PDai peers. $649,000 in the last 24 hours. And the buy pressure, of course, it's the first day, so it's probably going to be quite large. 65,240. So it's about 10%. I think we saw the peacock pair was probably around 3% or something. So this is 10% today. We'll see how that tracks. Market cap 73 mil. We already see PDai burn so far. So we've got the last so far. Well, I don't know whether they got two different pairs here, but that's right. They said they sort of wrapped up some other burns or something. We got 9,500 PDai burns so far, and it's only just kicked off 5-6 hours. So we'll see how that goes. And total supply at the moment 0.43% based on their numbers. 191 million total has been burned. So we'll keep tracking that, see how that goes. Right, so that's for the layer 0 as well. Now, people can provide liquidity, obviously LibertySwap is, but people can. And remember, they don't earn any fees from it. It's sort of like a public good for the PDai. But you got PDai and Ethereum there, so I guess you'd put those in, and you can provide, connect your wallet and provide either Pulse on PulseChain or PDai on Ethereum there. So that's some of the stuff that's happened there. Right, the PDai price. Let's have a look at that. PDai price. This is on what chart? So we got this on 15-minute chart. So it had a nice little rally, rallied in there. Let's do the hourly chart because that's kind of the time frame. So 5 hours ago, I guess we got the launch. So we had a big rally, rallied all the way, rallied into the launch, which is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it rallied slightly into the launch there. We were sitting from 1,500 for a penny, and it probably rallied to about just a little bit higher than that, and then suddenly, obviously, of course, the launch that rallied even higher. We got up to 17.4, 1,700 to a penny, and it's just a little bit of profit taking back to 1,600 to a penny there. So not a huge movement in that so far, but we'll keep a track on that. And then look at the daily on the old PDai. Obviously, still coming off that local bottom there. Quite a long time it's been at that range. Remember all the drama we had back here? That was with the old PDai dumping with the USDX and stuff. So that's kind of where we are right now. We'll see where it goes. Sort of bounced off that 1,400 for penny. Can it get back up to 3/4 of a cent? We will see what happens. But anyway, that's good news for the old PDai community, and they're waiting for that layer 0, as Decentralized Me was commenting on. Right, that gets us into ProveX. ProveX, guys, we're on day 5, aren't we? Day 5. We're 2 hours and 40 minutes away from the end of day 5 based on when Richard posted. So it's close enough though, isn't it? So let's do a refresh and see what the total numbers are at the moment with 2 hours and 40 minutes or 2 hours and 35 minutes ago. 1.65 million, so it's up quite a bit. I think it's up maybe $200,000 from yesterday. So it looks like we've had about 200,000 extra based on my memory, which hasn't been too good today, but I think that's where we are. 33 billion, 33.1 billion in total points. We've got 4,000 sacrifices, so that's a new milestone. 4,000 have been hit. That's really cool. Now, how many did we have for PulseChain? Now, let me go check out the old spreadsheets for the old PulseChain sack. One moment, caller. While I do that, I'll call the boss. Call the boss, as they say. All right. I don't know what I'm doing there, but let's have a look. Scroll down. Let's go all the way down, and this is going to include all the dust accounts too. All the dust accounts. You guys know how it works. All the dust with the fudge. This will be approximately correct. This is pretty close to one of the last spreadsheets, so it's going to be pretty close. So yeah, I'm gonna exclude some of the dust accounts because they're just so they're virtually insignificant, right? So I'll just do the last one that actually got some. So $1. I'll do $1. So 48,000 48,000. That did $1 or more for the old PulseChain. 48,000. So we're at 4,000 now versus 48,000. Let's have a look at the PulseX one because that was even bigger, right? So PulseX even bigger. Let's pull up the PulseX spreadsheet. Let's have a look at how many there were for that. We've got leaderboard. I think these were the spreadsheets pre, Richard Hart's reconciliation that he did, like checking and balancing. We did the actual allocations. So let me just pulling that through now. Now, obviously, there was massively more. I'm just going to go to $1 though. I think that's fair, right? $1. There's little dust accounts less than $1, but I'm just going to go to $1. I think it's a good roundup rather than 10 cents and whatever. So there were 102,400, so way more, almost 2.5 times more, wasn't it? Than 3.5 times more, depending on how you talk about that. Then Pulse, and so we're at 4,000 now compared to 102,000. Interesting numbers. All right, so almost 4% of the PulseX numbers, I guess is the way I look at it. All right, so we're technically on day 5 on the roll up here, and it's 12 hours. Now, top account. Whoa, we got some changes, guys. We got some changes. Battle stations. All right, so we got a new account, $75,000, taking number 1 spot. That has pushed down this wallet, 5C12, with 51,000. Number 2. Number 3 is that $40,000 wallet, and then we've got those. We've got 4 30s there. I think we might have a new one in there, right? I think we only had 3, did we? Could be wrong, but so that is it. We've got a new leader, leader number 46DF. Looks like it's had several different tokens there. The multiplier gets the top multiplier, 2.95 as well. So look at the totals there. So we've had 1.65. We've got 1.4 million on Ethereum, 68,000 on PulseChain using the bridged stables. We've got BSC at 41,000, Solana at 41,000. We've got Base at 37, Arbitrum at 22, Bitcoin at 11,000, Polygon at 3,800. So it's going to be interesting to see some of these other accounts. It's kind of telling, isn't it? What chains we do get, people sacrificing from, because that's kind of indicating, what is working or not. Now, also the question is, Richard's marketing. He's done this marketing push. What is the marketing going to be? Let's pull it up. Actually, let's go to Richard Hart and see how he's going. Richard Hart, bam. All right. So he's done this here, 5,000 prize, winner select in 8 hours. If you were to put $1 million in the marketing, now it's hard to know. Is he actually going to put millions of dollars in the marketing? Or is he going to do $1 million, or is he going to do nothing? I mean, it's not completely clear, but he's probably going to do something. Where would you put it? Yes, all your ideas are going to suck, but hey, maybe there's a good one. So it's how you rally the troops. That's how you rally the troops. I need to get some comedy stuff on here. Honestly, I need some comedy. I've got the clap. There we go. We got Christos in the house there. Big shout out. Hello, Superman. Welcome to the chat there as well. Great to have you. Big shout out to everybody. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Just take a moment to do that. We're on the Crypto Night Show, PulseChain X, which has been growing really nicely lately. So big shout out to all the new people there, and Superman Crypto as well. So just smash the subscribe button. If you're on X, of course, don't forget to hit the follow button at the top. Take a moment to hit that up. That'd be really cool. And as you guys know, I'm having to rebuild because, Twitter is a pretty crazy place, or X, as it were. X is becoming a bit more like Twitter now, isn't it? Have you noticed that? The feed is, I don't know, I'm just getting a lot of crazy, delusional left-wing nut jobs in my chats, in my information stream. I don't know what it is. They live in fantasy land, and it's it's one thing having dialogue with people that have different views, but when those views are just insanity, it's no point, right? It's just wasting your time. So I don't know what they've done there with the algorithm, but they've definitely changed it a lot. That's all I can say. We got Serge in the house there. Reposted the stream. I appreciate that. Big shout out. All right, so so it looks like Johnny Chaos. It looks like he won $2,500 for his idea about the tablets. available for purchase on low price on Amazon. So he's got that in there. So get a big write up on that. What else has he got there? He's posted his address for that. So he got the 2.5. I'm not sure who got the other prizes though. So we got that idea. And I think there was supposed to be others, wasn't there? I'm not sure if there's any other paid out on that yet. This one was 10 minutes after the original post. Crypto videos. Yeah, this is probably not a bad idea, this one. $500, 1,000 in crypto. It's hidden across the world. Find the keys and the blockchain will guide you. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a good idea. I like that. Actually, did Richard respond to that? I think he did. Anyone got another IRL hunt faster than 10 minutes after the original post? Yeah, not sure. So that was kind of it around that. So we'll keep an eye out on what that's going to happen with the marketing. And of course, time is ticking, right? Time is ticking because we are slowly going through this base phase, right? So arguably, you'd want to get stuff out with at least 10 days, if not 2 weeks. So we're coming up to that, right? So we shall see. Now you can get marketing up. It does take a couple of days, depending on what marketing you're doing. It can take 3 or 4 days minimum to get the. If you're doing like ads on X, for example, that could take 5 days before they even show the ads, before they even get the audience ready. There's little things like that people don't realize that you can't just put the ad up and then like an hour later you got all those ads being shown. Not how it works. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens in there. That is pretty cool. Congratulations to Johnny Chaos and Donick there. I'm not sure who's won the main prize, but that is it from Richard. Have we got anything else on that? Just quickly checking. No, doesn't appear to be. I don't know. That's pretty much it at the moment. All right, that is stuff there. So close out there. So at the moment, we've got 16 days almost to go until the rate increases. So, even if you get the advertising up and running, you got to get it, in the base rate time. So we'll see what happens there. And, obviously we're expecting some fireworks on this last day. That's when PulseChain will be under the most pressure. We might chip along, actually. We'll probably be chipping along okay. And then suddenly, bam! Maybe not even just the last day, but the day before as well, like these 2 days. Because everyone will front run each other. So even these last couple of days could be a bit choppy there. And then we get into the high rates. And what happens when we get into this part is that people go, oh, damn it, I should have done the base rate. I said, I better get in now then. That's gone up 6%, but that's not too bad. So I'll get in there. So they get in there. The next day, and they go, oh, man, I should have gone on this day and that day. But I didn't, but I need to get in there. It's 13% penalty, but at least it's not, it's not going to be like, what is the back up here? And so they sack there as well, $1.20, right? So, and then eventually it gets up to, I don't know, maybe $1.50, $1.60, and then people start going, oh, it's getting a little bit expensive now. And so that's when the rate drops, the amount of sacrifice drops off. And it's just what it is. All right, fun times, everybody, fun times. So that is some of the stuff happening right now. Yeah, so Ethereum, 1.42 over 1.65. So it's the majority, but we are seeing some increasing other blockchain contributions, particularly PulseChain there with the bridge and stables and wrapped ETH and Bitcoin. So kind of cool. All right, I think that's it on that one. How we doing for time? An hour and 4 minutes. Not bad at all. And you just never know. Maybe in December, we might see one of those.
You could get a god candle at any moment. You could get a giant candle at any moment. Because it's easier to get them. Because it takes less economic energy. Because there's less of it.
So you might possibly see one as early as December or maybe January, or we might not see one for ages. I mean, it's just is what it is. But you want to have after the 10th of January when the sacrifice ends, you want there to be some action. Maybe leave it a couple of weeks and then some action. And we'll see exactly how it's going to play. I mean, only Richard knows at the end of the day. All right, I think that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now we got Monster Thread number 20, number 28 coming out. I think it is. Yeah, Monster Thread number 28 is coming out later today. So keep a lookout for that. That's the PulseChain's hottest weekly news and the monster thread number 28. And so, yeah, it's going to be fun time. Going to be fun times with that. So I know MVS Crypto, promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show and editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread, is working hard on that. So good times, good times. So regardless of what's happening in the market, the Monster Thread is coming out, baby. All the people and all the best projects there getting highlighted on the PulseChain. If you're doing some actions out there, you'll get seen and put in there. And it's a neutral publication, so it means that anybody could get grabbed in there. You could be a complete twat and you'll get in there. All right, enough jokes aside. But the crowd goes wild, yeah. All right. Turning into a comedy show now. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. It was really cool. And yeah, we're on end of day 5 for the old sacrifice. Day 6 will start. And TikTok time to rock, as we say. 16 days to go on the official countdown. And yeah, it's going to be fun times. Bring in new people, hopefully. Hopefully bring some new people to the party. And hopefully shake out a few weekends on the old PulseChain and then game on at some stage. So keep a lookout. Richard Art is on the move. He's doing some stuff. He's been doing stuff all year. So this is just another big step in that direction. All right, catch you on the next one. And don't forget, I'll see you tomorrow at probably similar time. All right, take care. Bye for now.